Hey everyone, what's going on? Welcome to Northern Lion and Dan Play Hearthstone Badly Tavern Brawl Edition. What's going on?
How's it going, Dan? It's going well. I was here 10 minutes early for once, so I picked up my Tavern Brawl win already.
You did, and you also mentioned that you went to a subreddit to build your deck.
No,
Is that
I didn't
correct?
say that. Every Wednesday, I go to the Hearthstone subreddit to see what the Tavern Brawl is. But I deliberately did not build what they have because it seemed like it would be no fun and also like way too try hard.
Did that influence your build at all, though?
It influenced me away from the cards that would have been unfair to you. For example, I'm not running any Reno Jacksons. I'm not running any Kazakuses. You got nothing to worry about.
Those would be like the ideal meta decks for this.
I don't know. There's also like, there's that mage card that's like, 0 mana, freeze a minion, and then there's the card that's like 1 mana if a minion's frozen, deal 4 damage to it, or if a character's frozen, deal 4 damage to it. So that also seems like super grimy.
It is. This is interesting. So, did you explain it? What the Tavern Brawl is?
Not yet. So basically, this is instead of having a 30-card deck, you have a 10-card deck, and then when you draw, you don't actually draw a card. You just discover one of 3, your choice of 3 cards from the deck. So your deck never actually thins and gets smaller unless you put in one of those minions that like summons itself out of your deck.
Got it.
So you can play you can play like 20 copies of the same card if you get the right discovery. Not that I'm gonna do that.
I tried to put it in, but I couldn't fit it in. I hope you did for the sake of our series.
I did not, unfortunately. I did. I was like, there's just no place for Loot Hoarder here. But what I was thinking is there's this legendary called Barnes, which is, first off, pedestrian name, but like, he summons a 1/1 copy of a random card from your deck. If you just put Barnes and Loot Hoarder and then 8 spells, every time you played him, you'd summon a Loot Hoarder. So you could have like almost a Loot Hoarder only deck.
You lost me at Barnes, but I'll trust your.
I had a sneaking suspicion that might be the case, but that's okay. Are you running a Murray deck?
I cannot confirm nor deny that. Wait a second. You keep running Wild Growth.
What's the problem?
You're stacking the deck?
Maybe I am, maybe I'm not. You know what? No, that's the right play. Alright.
Draw 3 cards?
No, gain 2 mana crystals. So, the theme of my deck is very obvious. It's just, basically, I want to gain as much mana as possible, as fast as possible, and then I have these cards that summon increasingly large Jade Golems. There's the keys to the kingdom.
That's fairly interesting.
Yeah, it works really well when your opponent, I'm not talking about you, I'm talking about the last guy I played, runs like Elven Archer in his deck. And then he's like, turn 4, 2 Elven Archers and hero power. And you're like, turn 4. Innervate. 2 legendaries that summon like a 5/5 and a 6/6 Jade Golem. And he's like, oh, you have bested me.
Hey, I got an important question for you.
Uh-oh.
So prior to sitting down to record this, I had a little bit of a dilemma. I'm like, hey, for me, to break the fourth wall, it's about 3 p.m., right?
Right.
So it's past lunchtime and before dinner.
Okay. Yeah.
So say you had a moderate lunch. You're not stuffed, but you felt satisfied.
Sure.
What's your go-to snack
at
this time frame?
Granola bar man, through and through.
So a single granola bar will satisfy you until dinner?
What time do you eat lunch at? Like noon?
Yeah, noon to 1-ish.
Yeah, I'm a 1 lunch man, personally. But, yeah, I'll have like a granola bar maybe around 4, but we eat at like 10. So I might be like a 2 granola bar kind of guy throughout the afternoon.
What do you mean you eat at like 10?
We eat dinner at like 10 p.m.
What are you like? Is there some sort
Choose
of
your
sundown
next
rule in your
words
house?
carefully here. No.
I did self regulate what I was gonna say, but is there like some sundown rule in your house? Like you can't eat before sundown?
Now I know why you had to moderate.
No, I was gonna say like, and it's not accurate at all. But no, I better not. Never mind.
You know
Okay.
what? Sure.
Wait, so why do you guys eat at 10 o'clock?
We just eat late. What the fuck is this? Oh, Dan, never draw a card, dude. What the hell is this? I drew peruse.
Wait, so what time do you go to sleep then? You go to sleep later then?
Yeah, like maybe 2.
Oh, but that's not like crazy.
It's a little crazy.
But is it like an unspoken rule in your home that like, hey, 10 o'clock, it's dinner time?
No,
Kate?
it's just we eat when it feels right.
So it's 10 o'clock feels right every night?
10 o'clock feels right much of the time.
So like around 5:30, 6 o'clock, don't you have a hankering?
Yeah, dude. All the time.
So is that when you go to your granola?
That's when I'll get a granola bar, yeah.
Are you a chewy or are you like a Cliff Bar kind of guy?
I'm a kind bar man.
Really?
Yeah. It's a little expensive, but you know, you work hard, you deserve it.
Well, I wasn't thinking so much about the expense. I was thinking more about the taste.
You don't like the kind bar taste?
It seems like it's trying to be healthy, right?
I would say that's fair, but I don't know if it's true. I mean, in the end, it's still like, you know, the ones that I have like literal chocolate in them. So I'm like, it's probably not as healthy as it wants to be.
But don't you feel like they skimp on the sugar department?
I don't know. It's sweet enough for me. That's all I know.
What the kind bars are the ones that are like perfect rectangles and are thinned out.
Oh, no. I get they are, I mean, what's a perfect rectangle?
Like they're like, I mean, maybe squares. They're maybe squares. You know the square ones?
Squares, yeah. Okay, I do not get the square one though.
You get like the granolas.
I get the, you know, elongated rectangle.
All right,
That's my speed.
So then, my question is, you're more of a savory guy, or no? You're more of a sweet guy.
No, you had me. I'm more of a savory guy.
But then, if your go-to snack is a sweet, are you really a savory guy?
Well, I don't know, because it's got a little. I get like the dark chocolate, and then it's got some salted caramel along with it.
I knew you were gonna pronounce caramel like that.
Caramel.
Caramel. All right, so speaking of sweet and savory, I was talking about this recently. What's your go-to, even though I know you don't go to the movies very often, what's your go-to movie combination?
You know what? If you tell me yours, I'll tell you mine.
Okay, so you got to bear with me here.
Okay,
So
I'm glad.
You get your popcorn, you get some butter on it, not an egregious amount, but just, you know, a decent amount.
Egregious.
And then what you do is you get, and this is going to draw some ear from some people. I understand that, but just stay with me here. You get yourself a pack of Junior Mints.
Right.
Okay.
Is this literally just the Seinfeld episode?
It's not. It's not. It's really not. However, good game.
Good game. Good game.
So you take a handful of popcorn, okay, and you put it in your mouth, and then you take 1 to 3 Junior Mints and put that in your mouth, but you don't chew until everything's in there. So you get your sweet and your savory mix. There's nothing like it.
Dan, that's very strange. You know they just sell like caramel corn. You could just get like Cracker Jacks.
But are Cracker Jacks covered in chocolate and mint deliciousness?
I suppose not, but they could be.
So it's a completely different taste. And I'm just telling you, it's worth a shot next time you go see Avengers Part 7.
I mean, that's ridiculous. Challenge me again. I think I hit no by accident. Probably just still feeling salty over that last one.
So what's your go-to?
Well, I hate going to the movies in the sense that, like, one combo is always enough food for, like, 5 people, but there's 2 of us. So you can get, like, if you just want a medium popcorn and 2 drinks, it's like $14. You can get a medium popcorn, 2 drinks, and a candy for, like, $9. So you're like, okay, obviously I'll make the fiscally sensible decision, but I'm a popcorn and soda sort of guy. That's it.
So you don't get candy at any
we
time.
get it every time, and then it just sits in our drawer until, like, you know, one of us feels like we have a sugar craving, and then we eat it.
What's the candy selection?
They always go like, you know, you can take one from the top row. Don't you dare try to take one from the bottom row. That's where we keep the primo stuff.
Wait, so they have their candy organized like adult beverages?
There's no way this doesn't happen in the U.S. I have to imagine that, you know, down there, like we probably just inherited your business practices, is my guess.
100% this doesn't happen.
For real. So if I went there and I got like a #1 combo, they'd just be like, pick whatever candy you like.
No, they don't do that. They don't say there's candy isn't in the combo. Often it's like a hot dog, chicken poppers, something like that.
Oh yeah, more like hot foods.
Yeah, but I'm more concerned that they're delineating candy. So what's like a lower tier candy?
Well, I would say that it's not that some of the candies are low tier, it's that some of the candies are high tier. So, you know, when you
don't Switzerland me.
Well, you know, it's not like you're going neutral and worse, it's like neutral and up. So, like the standard candies, you know, we would call them the base models. You can get some Skittles, some Starburst. I actually I think when you get into like the higher tier, you start to get like Oreos or something, or you know, like really premium. Like if you got that on Halloween, you'd be like, my lucky day.
Oreo cookies?
Yeah.
I'm starting to question the entire cinema experience in Canada.
What's your problem?
So first off, cookies are not a candy, and then on
what do you
top
mean
of
cookies
that,
are not a candy?
Cookies are not a candy.
What is that?
What do you mean? Like you have cake, you have cookies, and you have candy. There's separate categories of life.
Cookies are a candy, as far as I'm concerned.
No, they're not. No, they're not.
I don't know. To be honest with you, I just like cake. Get whatever she wants. She usually gets the Skittles. But then again, we don't eat them. And then the problem is, you only got 2 cup holders and 4 hands, and now you gotta hold all these fucking 2 drinks, 1 bag of popcorn, 1 bag of Skittles. It's like you gotta, you know, the Kanye West tweet that's like, you know, don't you hate it when you get on an airplane with a bottle of water and after you finish it, you like gotta escort the bottle of water? That's how I feel when I'm at the movies these days.
Okay, I'm gonna let you off the hook on the whole cookie and candy thing and just chalk it up to a misplay, right?
Sure, yeah, that's, you know, that's semantics.
You don't really feel that way, right?
I don't feel what way about the cookies are candy?
Yeah.
All sweet foods are the same.
Okay, we'll just agree to disagree. So then, what else?
Well,
is
it's
on
like
the
chips and popcorn. It's the same thing.
They're both. I'd say they're both savory.
Yeah,
Like
exactly.
salty. So I would say the color of paint you're using is the same, but you're talking 2 different vehicles.
So
I'm more
agree to disagree on that, I suppose.
I'm more interested in what's on the top shelf besides Oreos.
I actually don't know. You know, I almost here. While you play, it doesn't matter. You're just gonna summon 4 Murrays anyway. I'm gonna go on my phone and go like, okay, our chain is called like Cineplex. We have a few, but like Cineplex.
That sounds like a movie chain from a 1980s sitcom like Growing Pains or something.
I would not dispute that. I agree with you. We used to have a theater chain called Famous Players.
Called what?
Famous Players.
Wait, did they have like posters on the wall of famous actors?
I don't remember. They went out of business ages ago. Serves them right, honestly. Cineplex food and drink. Oh yeah, we have Starbucks in our movie theaters now.
Aren't you highbrow?
Well, tier 1 is like standard candies. They're using M&Ms in the picture here.
Okay. Where they're called standard candy, so you get like popcorn, drink, and a standard candy.
Popcorn, drink, and a standard candy. Little Twix Bites, if you're interested in some Twix Bites.
That doesn't sound too standard to me. That sounds like pretty good tier.
Who goes to the movie theater? And, I mean, feel free to just tell me to fuck off, I guess. But who goes to the movie theater and gets a hot dog and nachos? Isn't that like the worst of all worlds? Like, what are you doing there?
What does your life become?
Well, that's what I mean. Is like, I mean, I get it. You go to the movie, you want a snack. But, like, movie theater popcorn is usually pretty good. I can't imagine, like, a movie theater hot dog is something you're going to be that excited about, right?
So, my wife used to have a roommate that would go to the movie theater just to get popcorn.
Okay,
and then
yeah.
take it home.
But you'd have to, like, buy a ticket to get in, right?
Yeah, but...
That's crazy.
Which is somewhat understandable. I mean, if you're really obsessed with it, but I don't think anyone's doing that for a movie hot dog.
Yeah, I agree. Like you're paying like a cover charge to buy popcorn. What happened to your life?
So you mentioned something. You said like famous players went out of business.
Yeah.
So I need you to break down the economic standing of the United States of America for me, because in my, I'd say 25 to 30 mile radius of my home.
Yeah.
There are 3 video stores actively in business.
Right, yeah.
Have we talked about this?
No, we've not, but, you know, that sounds crazy.
Well, how can that I was like, every time I drive by, like on their marquee, they're like, oh, we just got Avengers in. Oh, we just got, like, the latest movies just got in. So they're like actively... I swear. And
no, I'm saying, oh, come on, because your
locations.
bullshit Murray deck has got a bunch of 3/7 Murrays right now.
But how on earth could this company stay in business?
I mean, it makes no sense to me.
But you have the answers.
I mean, I wish I had the answers. I don't know if I have the answers, though. How do you have all these 3/7? No, you don't distract me right now. This is madness.
Murray, boys.
All right, we're in top deck country now.
I like it. I can get down with that.
No, but like, I don't take this the wrong way. But I feel like Michigan is the right place for movie stores. You know, they say like Virginia's for lovers. It's like Michigan is for movie stores.
What is that supposed to mean?
It's supposed to mean like, you know, maybe not everybody's ready with Netflix yet.
Well, I'd take that as a direct insult.
But there's no other reasonable... Oh my god. This cold light seer, dude. I can't handle it. There's no other reasonable explanation. Netflix is like $12 a month for infinite movies, and you're gonna be like, you know what's better than that? $10 for 2, and I have to make another trip back to the store to return them on Monday.
But I will say this, every time I drive by, there's at least a handful of cars in the parking
Oh, I
lot.
believe, actually, like, in my hometown, the video stores made it until, like, 2014, 2015, so... I can understand it.
We're talking 2017.
I know. It's hard to believe. I'll admit.
You want to know the best part? They have on their... out front on their marquee, they, you know those sliding letters, you know, you drive by and it's like, hey, you know, it's like church signs, like, you know what I'm talking about, the letters that people slide on the signs.
Oh, I know all about the sliding letters.
Yeah, you know what I'm talking about?
First, goddamn your Murrays, Dan. This cold light seer top decking has gone too far.
But, so what they do is after every movie, they put an associative emoji next to it.
So it would be like, you know, the Avengers, Age of Ultron or whatever. And then it would be like the eye popping out emoji or something.
It would be the robot emoji.
Oh, of course. That makes perfect sense. Or it would be like 50 Shades of Grey and then they throw in the eggplant emoji.
Eggplant peach. Which, by the way, how did you find out what that meant?
They told us on Kate's stream.
But how did that conversation
I don't remember. It was something to do with Guespionage. It was like, you know, what percentage of people know what the eggplant emoji is used for? And then we're like, what is the eggplant emoji used for? Like, ordering food? Apparently not.
And you had no idea?
Why would you use an eggplant to represent a dick? Why don't you just say dick?
Well, because sometimes, you know, you don't feel like typing out that kind of stuff.
What do you mean? just end me. I've given up on the Murray, stopping the Murrays.
I feel like there's less potentially embarrassment
Yeah,
and
you know,
using an emoji.
well, maybe if you're 16, but if you're 30 and, you know, somebody looks at your phone and goes, hey, why'd you send, like, eggplant, water splash, red lips, and then, like, the kiss emoticon? It would be, like, that would be really embarrassing, man.
Did you when I tweeted you the peach?
I
did
know
you
what the
that
peach
meant?
means now. Kids, millennials told me what the peach does.
Sorry, I have to do it.
Dude, I don't know how do you get the cold light seer on every available opportunity? I was looking for that taunt minion for like 15 turns.
Do you have anything that could?
No, I'm dead forever, dude. I'm dead as all hell.
If you were to build a deck to combat Murray boys in the 10 deck format,
Yeah.
Would you go mage?
I mean, I think like if you know Murray Boys is coming, is pretty easy to get around it. You just throw in like as many board clears as possible. Like there's this I guess yeah, you'd probably go mage because there's like a 3-mana minion that does 1 damage to all minions when it comes all enemy minions when it comes out, and then like Volcanic Potion 2 damage to all minions, Flame Strike 4 damage to all minions, but the problem is like your Murrays, once they get out there, can't be stopped. Like, if you leave, like, a Cold Light Seer and then play 2 Cold Light Seers next turn, no board clear can take them out. So you gotta, like, you gotta take care of them as they come. Otherwise, you get in Murray debt. And that's, I got my head deep up Murray debt's ass right now. Just, like, trying to ask for clemency from the Murray IRS, please. Can you absolve me of like 2 Murrays? That's all I ask.
You sound like someone that just talked to the IRS. What's the Canadian IRS called?
It's called the Canada Revenue Agency.
Canada Revenue crap?
No, it's just CRA. Just crap.
Hey, speaking of clemency,
Yeah.
I'm all for Blizzard. Like, Blizzard, you know, pushes the boundaries of fantasy.
Yeah.
But before I kill you, what is this Toshli card?
It's Soldier 76. He adds a spare part to your hand.
I know, but what is he, straight out of Contra or something?
Straight out of Contra.
Look at him. I mean, it's not anything you would see in Warcraft.
I don't know. You know, maybe he's a dwarf or something.
Why does he got to be a dwarf?
Well, I mean, he looks like he's got the proportions of a dwarf, doesn't he? Am I wrong? I'm not using a slur. I mean the mythical race of dwarves.
That's what I was laughing. Actually, you want to know why I was laughing?
What?
Because I was thinking about that link that I sent you in Skype about the Fortnite, and then right after is a guy that sounds like Melf, and then you were talking about a short race in World of Warcraft that also looped to Melf.
I see. The connections were many.
Yeah. So, what do you rate this Tavern Brawl out of 10 flushes?
Oh, I think the Tavern Brawl is like an 8 flusher. Unless flushes are bad. Dude, we don't have time to talk about this. What's up with public bathrooms? I was in class yesterday. I had to go to the bathroom twice. It was a 3-hour class. I don't know why I'm defending myself. You know, you gotta go. But I walk into the stall. There's just a bunch of urine in the toilet. Who pisses and doesn't flush? Next time I walk in, there's a bunch of like toilet paper just shoved into the bowl. I feel like when I go to a public bathroom, there's like a 40% chance that somebody, like the person before me, is just like, why would I flush? Nobody knows it was me. Like, what are you gaining from this ridiculous crime?
Well, let me ask you this, and this is not projecting anything.
Okay.
What's the average age of the person in your class?
It's probably like, there's 2 peaks. One peak would be like 20, and the other one would be like 55.
Oh, so it's not. I'm thinking you're in a class with a bunch of like young college students.
No, well, I mean, it's like mostly, it's night class, so it's people taking part-time stuff. So there's like really, really bright high school kids that are like, well, the parents don't know what to do with them, so they're like, oh, well, just give them college classes, I guess. And then like people who are like 50 something or 40 something and maybe like want to start a new career. So, and then like a lot of people in their 20s and 30s as well, I guess. But
so then so that blew up my defense. I'd say, well, maybe if you got a bunch of
reckless,
jaded, yeah. But you're talking about like a good cross section of Canadian society.
Well, it happens everywhere, man. I mean, at PAX you get it because you're like, this is law of the jungle, right? I don't.
What's that mean?
I mean, at PAX, when I walk into like a bathroom stall and there's just like a big shit, and then somebody is pissed on the shit and neither of them flushed, I'm like, yeah, dude, I get it. That's pretty much what I expected. But at like a school, that just seems ignorant.
But the real question is like, what did you do with that?
Well,
so, like, did you sigh? Did you make a noise? What did you do?
Well, when there was urine in the toilet, I urinated on top of the urine and then I flushed. How snobby would I have to be to flush somebody else's urine down the toilet before I urinate? Like, my urine is too good to mix with their urine before it goes down the pipe. But there have been times where I've walked into a stall and just been like, no, I'll wait. I'll wait for the next one. Because what I don't want to have happen is you go into a stall that somebody else fucked up, and then you, like, piss on their shit, and then when you leave, they're like, hey, dude, you fucked this stall up.
But here's my real question. When you go on top of someone else's, don't you feel like dirty and that it releases like enzymes in the air that could potentially affect your quality of life?
Not if it's just urine on urine.
You may want to look into that.
But if I walked into a stall and there's a pile, then I'm trying to flush. And if the flush works, I'm flushing. If the flush doesn't work, I'm out of there.
I'm just trying to paint a tapestry for me. Actually, you don't paint a tapestry. Weave a tapestry for me. When you walk in and you just see the most putrid stall, are you making a noise? Are you shaking your head?
I'm shaking my head. And I'm having this exact conversation with myself internally. It's like, who goes to the bathroom, pisses, and doesn't flush? You're like a 30-year-old man or something. Just flush the toilet. It's like the bare minimum level of responsibility you have as an adult. Like, you're taking care of other adults. You gotta drive every day in like a 2,000-pound vehicle that goes 70 miles an hour. You can't even bother to hit a lever to flush your waste down a magical pipe that cleans it.
All right, so I'm going to flip this back on you. So you can tell me throughout your close to 3 decades on Earth.
Yeah.
You've never not flushed?
Here's the thing. How would I know, right?
What do you mean, how would you know?
Well, if I had gone and like maybe been distracted and forgot to flush, I would never know because I would have just walked out oblivious. I've never deliberately neglected to flush to just fuck the next person in line. And that's what I really feel when I walk into it. Especially if I walk into a toilet and there's shit in it. I'm like, that person is just an asshole. Like, if the toilet won't flush, that's a good excuse. I understand that. But there's no way like 5% of the world's toilets are broken at any given time. And that's really what it feels like you're rolling the dice on every time you walk into a stall.
So if something like PAX, what does that percentage increase to?
If you find a clean stall at PAX, you should find someone working at the convention center and like give them a hug. Because they have gone through like some Vietnam era shit to clean up your day. You owe them a great debt.
Wait, so why did this conversation come up? Did you recently this happen?
Oh, I forget. You said something. You said how many flushes is the Tavern brawl. Okay. And that's what triggered me because yesterday I was like, both times I went into the stall, I rolled a natural 20 and I found the loot. I was very disappointed.
My last question is, and I know you already started out defensive. In a 3-hour time period, you went to the bathroom twice.
What's your problem?
Were you sucking down the croy in between lines?
You don't go. How often do you go to the bathroom? I'm like a once an hour guy.
I mean, do you have like one of those Nalgene water bottles with you?
No,
Slurping it down in
I got
class?
to class early, so I stopped off at 7-Eleven. I got a drink and a snack. Then we have like a 10-minute break in class. I went to the coffee shop, got a coffee break, came back.
Oh, so you're one of those guys.
What is one of those guys?
As a
You're,
teacher-
you're the kind of guy who drinks 2 drinks over the course of 3 hours, huh?
No, you're the kind of student where any break that the teacher gives you, you stretch it to the maximum time limit and then some.
Absolutely not, Dan. I take offense to that.
Well, to make those kind of runs, at least in between class, you're gonna have to go. You know, you got to get to the built-in Starbucks in your university, wait in line, and come back. So you're generally probably the last guy back in class.
Absolutely not. There's always some dude in the bathroom who's tight for time, doesn't have enough time to flush, apparently. That guy's last. I'm second last.
All right, here's my last question. Have you ever painted your professor with some wit?
No, I tend to find that whenever people raise their hands, they just want to seem smart and drain everybody else's time.
So you don't talk at all in class?
Well, I mean, if I have like a question that I think is highly relevant, but you know, you were a teacher. I don't know if you had any precocious students, but you get, like, oh, this is this, and they go, oh, is that the same way that Bjarne Strostrap in his C++ Bible says blah blah blah, and the teacher's like, dude, I've been teaching this class for like 40 years. Like, I'm gonna get to that. If I'm not talking about it right now, you don't need to know about it yet.
I got to tell you this one quick story.
Please
right?
do.
So I used to be a teacher, right? I used to teach health class. Okay. So when we got to that section, in health class that, it's awkward for everyone involved. You try to make it not awkward. And one of the, I guess, the tricks of the trade, or at least that's what people told me, was at the end of that section, you put like a shoebox or something out in front.
I've lived this, yeah.
And, the kids that, maybe have a question about certain things that may be embarrassed to ask it, they write it down on a sheet of paper. And, they submit it at the end of class. As a teacher, you read the questions off and you answer it, so that way the kid doesn't feel embarrassed, right?
Yeah.
It seems simple enough, right? Makes sense. So, so you get some questions like, hey, what is this for? How does this work with this or that and that? And then, I'm a young teacher at the time, like early 20s. And so I pull out one of the pieces of paper. It says, what? It says, what is a see you next Tuesday? And, and so, like, I'll remember this rest of my life. I looked at it and I just started dying laughing. And I just said, I can't answer this. Like, how do you answer that question?
Yeah. So, that was, it was an acronym, right?
Yeah, no, he wrote down the full thing. Yeah.
He didn't write down what is a open quotation mark, see you next Tuesday.
No, he wrote C
okay.
dash.
That's really good.
Oh, but anyways, that was one of my best teaching stories. Nonetheless, you gave this 8 flushes.
Yeah, I think it's pretty good. I'll probably do some quests in it, hopefully, to avoid playing the ladder.
All right, well, we decided to change up the format a little bit. So for now, we're just going to be having episodes come out on Thursday with the Tavern Brawl. Is that correct?
That's correct. We just ran out of deck ideas, basically.
Yeah. So we'll see you next Thursday.
Yeah, see you then.
All right, no, thank you guys for watching. If you guys enjoyed, click the like button. Upset a great deal. And Ryan, during our flushing conversation,
yeah,
you may just want to click back to my video like the last 5 minutes and see what I was doing during that time.
What was he doing?
It's top tier, I will say that.
Okay.
It's one of my better off the cuff
Okay.
things. But yeah, we'll see you guys next Thursday. Thanks for watching.
Later.